Hello, welcome back. My name is Alyssa, and in today's video, I'm going to do a chatty get ready with me using some of my makeup products that I am currently trying to pan or just use in different projects. So if you want to see what's probably going to be a pinky look, then please keep watching. All right, so I already put primer on my eyes, and I'm gonna go ahead, if you've been watching my different videos, then you'll know that this palette is in my level 5, well, it's in my Project Level Up Light, and it's level 5 palette. So there are a few shades that I am having to use 10 times, and I have been using them already, but we're going to go ahead and keep going. I'm using my setting shade, if you will, from my Stone Vibes, just for a little bit of a blending out on the edges here. I probably need to repress this shade soon. The pan is getting kind of big and it's hard to really get much on the brush, but all right, we'll just do a little bit of that. And I've been kind of sometimes doing inner corner first so that the shadows don't try to like creep it, like it keeps it lighter. So I might do that, but what do I want to use? I might want to use this bright yellow. So in the Juicy Boost, there's a pastel yellow. I'm going to use that in the inner corner for a little lightness. So yeah, this is just sort of a little video to use some of my items that, you know, are currently in these different projects. And I was talking about how I could make a pink look from the different eyeshadows I had. And so I figured, you know, why not do it on camera, and we'll see how this goes. All right, and then I'm going to be washing my brushes after this. I thought about doing yesterday, but why didn't I? I had a reason. I don't know. I just didn't. All right, these are very similar pinks. I'm going to start with a pink that's not in there. I think it's a little bit lighter than the one that is in there, the light one. So we'll see, but we're just gonna do a whole bunch of pinks. And then I do have, I'm trying to finish my one eyeshadow Star Sign. So I was thinking about using it as well, but we'll see how I'm feeling once I get these mattes going. So I am filming this, I think it'll be the week before you see it. This is Halloween time. And tomorrow I actually have, now I'm using the Juicy Boost shade, but it seems very similar. All right, so the next pink, I'm gonna switch brushes. I'm gonna use this one. All right, so this is the more medium pink. I don't know, I'm thinking about doing a halo eye. I'm kind of doing that right now, but we'll see if I keep it. Because before, when I did the pink look, I did more of a like standard darker out here, lighter in here type of thing. So anyway, I think I was trying to say, I have tomorrow a ultrasound that I'm going for. I've been having this like on-off pain for over a year now. Yeah. And so we have our suspicions of what it is, but we're going to get it checked out just to verify. And so originally when I called to schedule, because we were waiting, because like I said, it kind of comes and goes. And so my nurse was like, there's no point in, I mean, there's a point, but if you want to get your money's worth, then it would be ideal to go when I'm actually having pain, you know, to get that checked out. And so she's like, you know, as soon as you're having it again, message me and, you know, I'll send in the request. And if we need to, we can do an urgent one, which that's what we ended up doing because I got on the schedule, but it was going to be for a month later. And I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to still have it at that point, you know? All right, now I'm going to go for the brighter shade, which is this one here, just so you kind of have an idea. There is actually a little bit of something that I could spoil, which is why I'm not just showing you all the shades. So, but yeah, she just messaged me back this morning that, you know, she put in the urgent request for me. And so I was on hold for a while, and I guess it's a good thing I had to do that anyway, because they said something was funny about the other appointment, that it wasn't showing up the right way. So I don't know. Would I have been able to go then? I don't know. But yeah, it worked. They're like, we have something tomorrow, and they had a good time slot because tomorrow is also later in the day. Let's hit the camera, sorry. Later in the day is the final big cross-country meet for my oldest, and so, you know, this will not interfere at all, which is great. All right, now I'm just gonna kind of go back to the lighter one and then maybe the medium one as well. So hopefully it's what we thought, and, you know, then there's not really anything to do for it. It's just something I will have. Okay, so yeah, it's like, am I doing this halo thing? I guess kind of, and I guess I'm connecting. All right, I am gonna wanna do a little bit of depth as well. You know what I might, okay, I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna use the dark shade from my Stone Vibes palette, because that's sort of a purpley type of darker shade, and then I might put my Anomaly shade on top. That's another shade I'm working on, and it's a shimmer, but yeah, I kind of feel like I might like to do that. All right, so I'm gonna do this on the outer and inner. But yeah, and then for Halloween, it's probably gonna be raining, but it rained last year and it's fine. We're actually gonna be with friends, so, you know, it's just what happens all the times on Halloween. I mean, I feel like it rains about the same here as it did when I lived in Maryland for Halloween, that we definitely had that happen as well. So, you know, it's not some sort of like, oh, well, it's because I live, you know, near Seattle. No, it's not that. All right, adding some more pink back. But yeah, I feel like my projects are going pretty well. I was kind of like thinking out into like December even of, you know, what kind of videos are there going to be. I need to do that bright yellow again. Losing it a bit. So yeah, because I think I might take a pause on some, you know, until the new year. Like, sometimes I continue them, but I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I wanna, the one that I'm doing each month where I'm telling you like how many eyeshadows I've used, you know, because I'm trying to do use everything 10 times, that is just going to keep going because I'm going to be wearing eyeshadow, and so I'm going to keep trying to do that. So yeah, I'm not really stopping that. But I feel like if I'm, you know, putting a pause on some of the other stuff for a bit, it'll give me a chance to, you know, use some of these shades and that kind of thing. All right. So I'm just kind of taking this down to the lower lash line a bit. I always end up going a little too far, and then I will just clean it up after, so it's not a big deal. I don't have any other makeup on that I need to worry about. So, okay. Now we're gonna do, like I said, those shimmers. So I am gonna use the Anomaly shade is this one right here. So, and I'm gonna use that as a little bit of a deepening type of thing too, just something different. But yeah, how was your Halloween, since this will be after the fact? You know, hopefully you didn't have a rainy, wet one, but you know, you still, if you're doing stuff for Halloween, then you still get to dress up and, you know, have some treats or things like that. So, you know, if you don't dress up, then it probably doesn't affect you, and it doesn't matter if it rained. You know, I mean, I guess, no, I technically get some of the, you know, my kids don't go that, they get the candy and then they're not super excited about it. I mean, they're happy to get it, but I don't know, that's not their main joy there. Like, they don't then want to go and eat a whole bunch of it. They will be happy to just eat some and then just call it fine. So, you know, what I'm basically saying is they're not my children. Oops, I almost dropped my brush and I caught it as it slid down. All right, I am going to put on, this is the Firenze Pixie Epoxy. So we're gonna see if that helps with the pink shade be not so flaky. And then clearing off the brush a bit, getting a little bit on it so that as I pick it up. All right, so this is the super sparkly pink shade that is in here. And this might not have been the bright brush, right? No, we're gonna swap. Let's see, I think I could use this brush. All right, let's see. Or I might just have to go in with my finger, but that doesn't always work the best either. Like, it can be really pretty, but it's definitely finicky to work with. So, and then I am still, I think, gonna go in with that shade I'm trying to pan and do something with that on top. We'll see. Or on the lower lash line. That could work too. All right, this brush is definitely better than the other one I had. It's going better on this eye, so it might have just been that I started off rough over there. So, all right. All right, this is, it's looking a little bit too monotone for me. And like, I don't mean, you know, like actually monotone, not monochromatic, because it was supposed to be kind of monochromatic. Like I said, do I want to put that on top? Or do I want to just use that on the lower lash line and try to put something lighter on this? You know what I'm wondering? All right, I'm going to test out if I did that pink, okay, and then I have this peachy keen shade. I wonder, I'm gonna try out different things on top. How would that look on top? So that's that on top. So it is lighter. Another option is to use an iridescent on top. And I don't know, I've got so many, I got my whole palette here. What would happen if I used Ice Blink on top? All right, let me kind of show you. So that's right here. It's not quite as bright, but I might kind of like that. I could always then layer Peachy Keen on top if I feel like I need more. So I'm kind of thinking about layering the Ice Blink on top, and I just had another thought. What was it? Oh, just to see. All right. So star sign, if I put it. So I mean, it's pretty here, but it's not lighter, which I want something lighter. So, all right, I'm gonna say star sign for under the lash line, and we're gonna go ahead and try Ice Blink on top here. And if I just kind of, yep, pat it. Oh, okay, yep, I think I like that. I might add a little bit of pink back. But I like the little bit of sparkle there. Actually, let me add some of the anomaly. I feel like I lost a little bit. And I'm kind of blending it into the crease a bit to, you know, make it that it's not just sitting there. All right, that one I went more angles, so I guess I need to do it over here. I think I like that. And I'm using a little bit more of the ice blank. Do I care that I've lost the bright pink? Maybe a little bit. Maybe I can add a little bit of it back. Yes, I think adding a little bit of that back is good. The leaf blowing outside is really getting on my nerves. Okay, and then like I said, lower lash line. I'm going to use two shades. So I have this one shade from Deck of Panning, or it's like this purple blue. Here, I'll show you a swatch of it. So right here, all right. Oh, I still had some pink on me. All right, so I'm gonna put that under here and then put the star sign on top. So, because this shade I'm trying to use 10 times. And I also realized that I might not get all of my uses or all the things rolled out for Deck of Panning. I know like we still have some time, but I also kind of decided to not push myself too much on it and to let it be because, hold on, if I don't get them, you know, next month I'm only, or well, this month, like I'm rolling in stuff, but well, and then yeah, the next month for December, I'm not rolling in new stuff. It's just going to be wrapping up, you know, whatever I was using in November. So if there's more things that I'm using in November, then that's fine, you know. And if for some reason I don't use up even then by December, if we're kind of running into that, well, then maybe I will do, you know, I'll continue using this stuff into the new year or something and make it, you know, I'll come back with a, you know, this is how it went thing. So like, I'm okay with that. It's not like my collection resets itself in 2026. All right, I've got to clean up some purple smears that I'm doing here. I also want to wash my hands because I've got like eyeshadow all over. So let me go ahead and do that. So I did clean up and then I added some more back in, which I might clean up again. I'm just trying to like bring the pink around a bit. But I feel like I'm just making myself look a little sickly. So, but it also might change once I add in like mascara or eyeliner or something. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. But I'm also thinking about, actually one thing I wanna do. Where's my little brush? It's like holding all these. I'm gonna try using a little bit of a pink sparkly shade to transition here. Oh yeah, I feel like this is needed. From the yellow, I just feel like I needed a little something. But I also feel, actually, you know what? Maybe I should have done that in the inner part. I'm gonna use the Peachy Keen that I was talking about using up top, down here in the middle. And I might still put it on the lid too. And this is one of those looks where sometimes I just, you know, keep going and going and going, and so it's just that it's fun to see what happens when I layer, and then I kind of am like, oh, that was a lot. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of the Peachy Keen. Oh yeah, actually I like that. What if I just use the small brush and do it more here? I feel like my lids are getting like, you know, so much eyeshadow on them. Okay. All right, and then for the eyeliner, I realized I hadn't actually shown you guys. This is my gel pot liner, and I was going to use it, and I had, you know, put my brush in and all, and then I realized that I was like, what's going on? I hit pan, and then I've hit more pan, and I do have an eyeliner on its way to me. It should be with me by the time this video goes up, but it's gonna take a, it's gonna be like pretty soon before. I'm planning, and we'll see if I can hold tight to this, on trying to not open it. Maybe at least, I'm like, maybe for when I travel, it might be nice to have, so I'm debating for that. But I'm kind of thinking that I want to just get my uses out of this for the end of the year, and then maybe call it. I mean, there's still definitely quite a bit left, but it's, I realize I'm just not a dark brown eyeliner person. I would prefer black. And sometimes I just want to do eyeshadow, but it's not always a strong enough, like something like this would have been perfect to have the liquid liner. So I'm trying a different one. This is I think it was an Essence one. It was a cheaper type of one that I was getting. I thought I had tried it before, but I have not tried at least this one. So I'm like, I will try it. And yeah, because I wanted to see, how I was doing without having one. And I've definitely missed, like there's been multiple looks where I wanted to have it. Because like this is taking forever to try to build up. And yeah, it's just not quite what I want. So I did have an art training for the next month, and unfortunately I didn't have all of my helpers that I'm supposed to have for it, for the different grades. So I was kind of going from, one grade to the next to make sure everybody was good. And, the people that were there were being very patient with me, since, it's like I can't give my 100% attention to anyone. But yeah, like they were kind of, like some people had actually looked at the lessons ahead of time, which was great. So they, had an idea of what to expect, which, I mean, that's what I used to do, but not everyone is able to do that or has time or, things like that. So, but it is helpful. Blush, you know which one it's going to be. So like I said, I don't think I'm going to finish this by the end of the year, but I'm still going to keep using it. And like I said, my collection doesn't just reset. I'm going to use it until it's not working well anymore, and I'll be that. So, maybe I'll be lucky and meet my goal, but I think I still have done pretty well. So I'm not gonna show it for any spoilers, but yeah. Okay, I need to put my powder on. So I don't think I shared. I did end up getting a pressed powder to use for blending out for when I travel, instead of having to worry about bringing a white shade or something like that. So let me see. If I was to this is, what I'm thinking of, like, it's like, oh, I went a little too wild with this work. Oh wait, I have a mirror in it. Silly. So just kind of, trying to see what we think. Because I have no plans to use it as a face powder. It's just going to be something like this. I think I gotta blend it as much as it's going to, like I tried putting some eyeshadow on top and see if that will help this stand out more. Maybe. Kind of set the liner a bit. Probably should have done that powder after this. I think I like that better. I think that is working. Okay. I think that was the mail track. I'm almost positive. I'm excited because I have nail polish that was coming. And of course, I just did my nails last night. Like I did think about waiting, but I'm like, I want to do, because I said, we got Halloween. I want to do some sort of little Halloween type of nail. And by doing it now, it'll last, hopefully, to Halloween. And then, I can take it off and do something else. And so it's, like when I was thinking about the nail polish that's coming, it's like, would I actually be doing any Halloween nails with that? Probably not. So, can just stick with doing what I want to do. And, by the time it comes, it'll be fine. Then I can just kind of admire them for right now. And then in a few days or so, I will swap it out. Who knows, maybe it'll be like Halloween night that I'm like taking it off. I must put on new nail polish. So, okay. So this is, by the way, is that Revolution powder that I didn't realize was like kind of new because they reformulated, I think. So, all right. Oh yeah, and this also, I feel like the eyeshadow looks better just like having this all like smoothed out. So that's part of it too. I do have sparkle everywhere, and that's just kind of how my life is, and that's fine. I feel like I lost a little bit of that lightness here, so I'm just gonna put that back there a little bit. And on the other side, okay. Yes, I like that. For my last pan that palette, I kept using the 2 shades that were left for my brows, and I've actually been using, oh gosh, I got stuff all over. I've been using the 2 darker mattes that are in my current pan that palette, in my brows as well, and it works pretty well. Not as well as that last palettes combo had worked, because it's a little bit more warm tone than I would like. And I've learned that I have to do the lighter brown and then the darker shade, because if I end with the lighter one, then it ends up looking more like orangey and too light. So this is closer to the actual, color of my brows. So yeah, and there we go. That's all I do. And for mascara, I can't say I am necessarily the biggest fan of this one, especially because the price was not amazing. So like it does, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's like I go through, like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that turned out really well, and then other times not as much. And it's like, well, what am I doing differently on certain days that I like it more? I also feel like it doesn't do well on my like innermost lashes, because then they end up turning, like pointing that way versus like, and then it's kind of weird. So here we go. Good mascara face. But I guess we can see the, oh wait, I don't want to close it too soon. That's the other thing, is that this is like a wetter one. So I have to be, so I'm gonna like wait before I do the other eye for sure, but you can kind of see right now between the two. I like, do one of those or whatever. So it's like my normal lashes and with the mascara. So I will say, by the way, the powder doesn't make things as dry as the e.l.f. one that I like a lot, but this one I think is going to be a better deal overall, because the e.l.f. one I run through it pretty fast, and we'll see how long it takes me to run through this one. But the cost of it I think was the same as the e.l.f., but I get more product, I'm pretty sure. And I'm also not left with, well, I don't know, I guess we'll see. Am I gonna be left with the annoying, how do I get the rest of it out problem? Potentially. Ugh, I just got a little thing of mascara there. There, I got it. All right, and then the bottom lashes. I do find with tubing, like if I try to come over here and do more, I don't know, I just don't feel like it. Oh wait, now you're gonna build. Oh, but I'm gonna need to use, okay, I'm gonna fix that. I use an old mascara wand that I have, washed, and I used that to comb out. This is one that is good for separating, and so when that happens that I get clumps that I don't want, then I can come through with this. And I just wash it as I wash my brushes, so you know, it gets washed often for when I need to use it. And this is definitely one of those mascaras that I feel like I need to use it more for. Okay. Now I've got mascara on both. Now I've got to do some sort of lip. And I am trying to use up this guy. So let's see. I'm going to use this lip liner. We're going to go pink. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little lipstick first, just to kind of help set that down, because like I said, it's so creamy. And this is more matte. And then we're using this gloss. I'm trying to use all these things up. Yeah, this gloss, I'm just, you know, going and going. Yeah. I set sort of a goal to finish this before I got another lip oil. But I did actually order another lip oil that's on its way with the eyeliner. I decided, to be fair, I was gonna get the 3-pack that Milani was showing. But then I haven't actually, I couldn't find it when I was kind of looking around. And so I don't know when that's coming out. But then also I was thinking about it and I'm like, do I want to bring in 3? And like the price is good, but this, the lip oil was on sale for basically the same price. I think that the trio, like each individual would end up being, but I only had to bring in 1, and it's a different shade because part of the fun sometimes of the lip products is bringing in something new. And so it's a formula I like, but then it would be, you know, like a different color that I was interested in. And so I'm like, you know what, maybe that's a better thing because then it's exciting, you know, but then it's only 1. And so, yeah, that's why I'm like trying really hard to finish this before that's gonna come, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So, okay, I have got what I'm calling my finished look. And, you know, it's definitely not, fall colors. I was gonna do sort of a fall look, and then I'm like, no, I have eyeshadows that I want to be using, and you know, maybe I'll do another fall look, you know, video or something. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I also kind of think I want to do a palette bingo. We're just gonna have to keep playing around with the collection, because the main thing is I don't want to be tempted to buy all the new different things that are coming out. There's always some interesting holiday releases, but also some boring holiday releases. So I'm hoping there's gonna be a lot of boring ones. And I need to go wash my brushes, so I'm gonna let you go. But thank you so much for watching. And until my next one, I hope you'll be doing well, and I'll see you then. Bye.